guys, welcome back to the shop. I know it's been a long time. Been working the past 3 weeks making an engine. Everybody's making an engine, so let me do it. Other than that, I've been doing a lot of maintenance on the house. Dishwasher valve decided to stop shutting down and flooded the kitchen, everything. But in any case, I think everybody's seen this print, Scotty engine or Scott engine by Elmer. I think it was Elmer, right? Yeah, Elmer Verberg's Scotty engine. It's been said that this is a beginner project. I don't think so. Making this little engine here, I have used tools that I've used once 10 years ago. So, I don't know, maybe, where there's a will, there's a way of people figuring out how to do it. But that print is very difficult to follow. I mean, if you're not reading the text, you're going to mess up. I didn't know you had to make the bushing first, install it, then drill this hole through the frame into the bushing. Whatever. The other thing I'll talk about is fractions. The guy is putting fractions in this print when everything should be at least to a tenth of a thou. I mean, you can't do that with a ruler. So I'm thinking he really didn't want you to see the real print, all the dimensions that he made it to. He just wanted to give you the concept of the engine. So I was very careful. There's 2 pages here. My email is at the end of every video. Email me if you want the print. They're free. I made very careful and close attention that I made that engine to this print. Let me show you a little clip of this thing running for the first time. Alright, after 3 weeks of work, in all my redesigning, it's either going to work or not. Let's see what it's going to do. So, the parts I want to redo, the bushing here, it moves. It's not really a good press fit. The barb I made, as you can see, I had to put a cable tie on it to keep it in place. Plug the air in. Let's see what it does here. Alright, hold it. There we go. Alright, it worked. That was it, running for the first time. And I made, like I said, made sure that engine's built at this print, and if I made anything differently, I reflected it in the print. 2 pages, and his print, you don't know, like I said, you had to build that first and then put it in and drill it. I have little numbers here. Number 1, engine support thing. Number 2, 3, 4, all of it. The order at which you need to build this engine. And also, I mean, I needed a piece of brass for one part. Went to my regular metals supply. Brass used to be around $2 a pound, so the piece I wanted should have been like $12, $16. Well, brass, I guess the tariffs hit. It would have been over $80 for me to get the piece I needed, so I said forget it. As you know, I've got a lot of plastic, so the cylinder is plastic, the frame part is plastic. I love it. It's so easy to machine. You can cut deep, it's quick, it's done. And it's dirt cheap. So I would advise, if you guys find some metal at a reasonable price, stock up or go for plastic like I did. My wife's uncle gave me a ton of stuff. I think I talked about that in a video. So like anything, if you've never built it and it's got confusing instructions, it's a mess to record stuff. So I'm not going to show much machining, but I'm going to show some machining and what's critical and so on. My print shows the whole stack up. You can look at it and you go, oh, that's how it goes together. This is how it works. It took me a long time to figure out how this Scott yoke works, or how it was built. So, well, hope you enjoyed the video, and it's probably going to be a long time before I do another one. So, see you later. Have a good one. Alright, I'm not really going to show machining. I think the chuck's out of the way enough. This is the cam. Very easy to do. Piece of 3/4 1144. Just have to take 50 thou off. So I'm at 0.69995. Overshot by a half a thou. Not that critical. Center drilled it because now I got to do the 0.156 whatever hole, and I'll probably ream it. It's going to be a press fit, so the size doesn't matter. Crankshaft I'll turn for a press fit into this thing. Then I did turn it down far enough that I can get the horizontal bandsaw in here to cut it off, flip it around, put it in my chuck spider, and I could finish the other side off. Decided just to break the edge with a file. I kind of like the sharper looking edges, or this is just barely rounded, probably a few thou, maybe even 5 thou or something like that. 600 grit, WD-40, cleans up the surface, and Scotch-Brite. Done. So this will be done in no time. Then I can put it in the mill and drill a hole for the pin. Absolutely love this chuck spider. Ever since I made it, I have used it left and right. Set screws, so I know I can adjust it. I put a dial indicator here, pull it back, put it here, so I know I'm perfect. The other thing is, where's the wrench here? Pull it out. I don't have to move the compound. I know exactly where it is, where it's going to cut. I should be about 12 thousandths from my target here on this. The other thing is I can hold really thin stuff. This is going to be what, 156? So I'm at what? I am at 168. Yep. Yeah, pretty close. 67 and a half. So yeah. 71. Where did I get that reading? 68. 68. I want to go 156. So I can put it back in. And I know I need to go about 10 thousandths. I can push the heck out of it. I know where it is. I forgot what I said it was, 88, but I'll do a cut. You guys can watch it. Oil on it. Take a 5 thousandths cut. There's 5. That's 88, so now it should be 83. Take another 5. Hopefully I don't blow it. There's another 5. Oil. Now I can pull it out and measure it again. There it is. Alright, cool. Let's see where I'm at. Off. Get my rag here. Pull it out. I should be able to hit this right on the money if I want. Yeah, alright, clean that up. Alright, so I am at what? Said I want 156, 158. Yep, right on the money. 6, 7, I got 2,000, 68. No. Whoa, I'm getting weird readings. 59. This has got burrs on it. I need to lap that to get rid of the burrs. But before I make my final cut, 59. 3 thou to go, 59 and a half, 59 and a half. That's probably correct, 59 and a half. So I got like 3 thou to go. Alright, well, let's just do it, you know. And it doesn't matter how critical this thing is, thickness wise. But let's go 3 on. 1, 2, and 3. I think that was 3. I'm at 8. Push it out. Go back. Go back to 8 before the 10. Yeah, there. 8. All right. So take it out. Where am I? I'm pretty sure the print said 156. Better. But, alright, so clean it up. Drop the tissue here. Yeah, clean it up. What am I at? I am at, how's that? 156 and a half. Right on it, man. Yep, 156 and a half. So this part's almost done. Well, this is the main crankshaft. I have to do this whole thing off camera because I gotta concentrate. This end has to be turned back 159 thou. It's gonna hold this guy here, and I wanted it to be a press fit, so I had to use minus gauge pins. That hole is 160 thou. From the drill bit wobbled, but I've got it. It's going to be a good press fit on there. It's going to be tight, tell you that. I never compared the depth. Yeah, it looks like I'm right on it too. Can't tell. Let me get this top out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm right on it. Perfect. So now I got to come out 2 1/4 inches and turn that get my finger in there, that down. Sticking that far out, this is going to flex and bend, but I had to drill this hole in there. I forgot what the, 400 thou. So I needed a .031 drill bit in a precision chuck, which you can kind of see here. No, you can't see it on camera. Bring it in, there it is. So a $200 precision chuck. If this guy is slightly out of alignment, the tailstock, you're going to snap that drill bit right off. And you cannot force it in there, because I can see, when I see this chuck start to rock, oh, too hard, you'll snap that drill bit. Go in a little bit, very little force, back it out, clear it off, tapping fluid. I used Tap Magic tapping fluid to drill the hole out. Wow, and then I had to follow it up with a 1/16 reamer. Fun stuff. So that's done. I don't think my live center is going to sit in that to support it while I drill. I hope it does. Where is it? There it is. Can that go in that hole? It sure does. I'm going to try it. See if I can't support that thing to turn this whole thing down. Wow. And yeah, I don't want to break that edge yet, because I want it square for a press fit. So I'll be doing everything else off camera, sorry. Thought I'd film a little of this so you can see what a setup this is. I gotta take this down to 187, and I'm at what? 222, so got a ways to go. But yeah, somebody said this is definitely a beginner project. I've got the power feed on. You can see the live center. Anything poking that far out is going to chatter like you wouldn't believe. My cutting fluid, oil kerosene, works good. Coming in about 5 thou, and say go. And it seems to be handling it. No chatter, nothing. When it gets thinner, boy, it's going to be dependent upon this live center here. And I'll use 600 grit with WD-40 to clean it up, because I know there's going to be insert marks or whatever, turning stuff all over it. But it's not too bad, really. The end, for some reason, looks pretty bad. No, that's dirt on there. That's just swart. Alright. Almost there, and then I got to release and manually feed for the end so I don't hit things. There, released and fed to the end. The end isn't really doing too good. Get it out of there. Clean it up with the brush. Yeah, there's definitely more marks here for some reason where it's more stable. Oh man, that's really rough down there. So, okay. I may change the design here and keep it bigger than it should be. Take it to, yeah, I got 18 thou. I'm going to call it quits at 200 thou. Then, alright, well, let me finish the rest of this off camera, guys. I cannot tell you how much I'm beginning to really love working with plastics. Look at the finish on this thing. I can't show you it running because I got to hold the vacuum and this and the start-stop button for the power feed. But you can kind of see some of the mess. I mean, I vacuumed a lot of it up. but that is almost crystal clear. I should be able to lap that to get it crystal clear, but as it is, that's a good enough finish here for this plate. I don't know, so just wanted to share that. Now I got to take this thing down to minimum a 1/4 inch, 250 thou. Probably I'll do 275, maybe 300. I'll probably do 300 on this. I'm at 800 right now, thick, so, and then I can do the edges and get it to the right size. Well, decided to work on the cylinder. This is it. Didn't show a whole lot on camera, but the finish is gorgeous on this. The sides are see-through, but for doing the 3/8 bore at 900 thou, it says 906. I went in 902. This is a 375 minus gauge pin, and it is like a beautiful fit. You gotta force it in there. So I'm gonna have to, it's not very shiny, especially down at the bottom, because the chips stayed in there and they just wrapped around and messed it up. So being this tight, I've got enough of room to lap this and polish it up. That's kind of cool. And then, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I don't want to ruin a gauge pin, but I might, because you can buy them. Just go 1 thou under and stick that in. Let me see what 1 thou under does right now. Ow, can't move, huh? 395. All right. 374. How does that fit? Because I'm going to make the piston any size I want. Oh, even 74 is like a beautiful fit. I don't know how you polish that up down there. Like I said, don't want to ruin a gauge pin. I might turn something. Yeah, I'll turn a piece of steel, scrap, and then put my diamond paste in there and clean that up so you can really see the piston moving in there. That would be awesome. So, and I'll probably show drilling all these funky holes on the bottom because they are somewhat trick. So what else should I do? You know, I've got, oh, I should do this thing now that I've got the DRO fired up. Why not? And I'll sacrifice a 1/16 pin or drill bit, cut it to whatever length I need, and then polish up the end on the D-bit grinder with a diamond wheel. It's alright, so far so good. And I had stopped working on this piece here for now. I need, oh, and I realized I do have to go to 1/4 inch thick, because if it's thicker it's gonna blow the stack up. So if the piston won't line up right, it'll be off by what? I was gonna go to 3, so it'll be off by like 75 thou. That's a lot. So alright, onward.